Hello, my name is Gause, and I'm here to talk to you guys about mass incarceration and the effects that it has on people of color. I'm here to talk to you guys about the rates and the effects it has on families and communities. Did you know that for every 100,000 people, uh, there are 2,800 black people versus 350 white people in prison between the ages of 20 and 24? Uh, I'm here to inform you guys about the rates, the families, and the communities. Um, to start with the incarceration rates that have been on the rise since 1960. Uh, the juvenile justice system has been convicting uh, black youth 4 times more than the white youth, 136 versus 31, youth being 20 and under. Though overall the incarceration rates have dropped down, 2019, the U.S. is still #1 in incarceration rates in the world. Now, why the rates are so high are because when you're arrested in the U.S., you are put in jail prior to being convicted of a crime. You can pay for bail, but bail is usually costly, and you can't pay for bail, you stay behind the bars. This was shown in 2019, where 600,000 inmates, equivalent to 2/3 of local jails, inmates did not have a court date. And in federal prisons, and second reason is because war on drugs. In federal prisons, about 50% of federal inmates had dealings with illegal drug trading. Now, the high incarceration rates have affected outlook on law enforcement. It has discouraged outlook on law enforcement. About 9% of black people and 8% of Hispanic people have only sought police help versus 77% of white people. The other percentages being other races, Asian, Native American, mixed weirdos. Now, how relationships have been affected family-wise as very positive and negatively. On the negative side, children have suffered the most. They've experienced intense marital relationships with their parents during and after their time, and after their parents come back from work, they need to look for a new job to support their kid, usually being fired from the previous job. They usually receive lower wages afterwards because they higher prestige jobs do not want a former convict walking in their workspace. Positively, inmates usually have sometimes inmates have seek inspirations behind the walls, wanting to seek out help, wanting to restore themselves, seek better relations. Now, how it affects communities, it affects communities physically and mentally. Physically, former inmates are 5 times more likely to spread HIV, spread to communities, and then that gets bigger and bigger. Mentally, inmates are 10 to 20% upon release suffering from serious mental illnesses. And since 600,000 of them are released yearly, that's about 60 to 120,000 inmates going to communities and making them unsafe because they're not in their stable mental mindset. I'd like to thank you guys for allowing me to give this speech. I hope you guys are informed about incarceration rates, Catholic families, and communities, because it is something that is crippling society and needs to be addressed. Thank you.
All right, y'all. 5